I want to bring in the gift that we have for you at NewsNation, which is this is the only place that gets people from different parties on to talk together at the same time. Georgia Republican member of Congress, Dr. Rich McCormick, and Democrat representative from Hawaii, member of Congress, Jill Takuda. Jill, it's good to have you on the show. Doc, always a pleasure. Thank you. Doc, you were there. I was bickering with my producers in the break. I didn't want to show what happened when Johnson or Boebert called for a moment of silence because I can't tell what's happening from the voices. And the reporting is all over the place. What happened, Doc? You were there.
Basically, we had a moment of silence, which nobody objected to. But then, unfortunately, Lauren Boebert wanted to actually have a prayer, and it was vehemently objected by the left. They said, you didn't do that when you had the school shootings. I understand that kind of objection. And then Anna Paulina Luna had some choice words for them as far as what caused the shooting, and that kind of erupted into some disorder. Of course, the speaker tried to get order and did eventually get order. And as a result, we got on with what we're supposed to get on with, which is the business of Congress. Unfortunately, I don't want that to be the focus, though. I mean, that's a microcosm of exactly what's wrong with America. Too many people blaming rather than too many people praying. And ironically, we were both on the floor earlier debating some stuff. I was actually granted time by my Democratic colleague on air with me right now on a bill that we both agreed on, which we won by overwhelming majority because we are good at working together on things that make common sense. It's common sense that we feel bad when things like this happen. It's horrible. It doesn't matter which side of the aisle you're on. Violence is not the answer to debate. Truth is the answer to debate.
You know, Jill, you're quickly getting a reputation for being someone who knows the power of compromise and has strong ideals and strong principles, but they don't foreclose debate and discussion. And I'm not surprised that you gave Doc time. And I want to thank both of you for being a demonstration to my audience that not all hope is lost, that not everybody hates everybody, and that's all our lawmakers have been about. So, Jill, as somebody who's trying to make a difference in Congress and a member of the Democratic Party, what do you believe today means, not just as an American, but as a Democrat? What do you take from today?
Well, first of all, I will say, you know, these are one of the days, and Rich, I'm sure you agree with me, you go home with a really heavy heart, and you just want to run back to your family, your kids, your loved ones, and give them a big hug. And a lot of times we can't because we're in DC. But this was a hard day for everyone. And I sat, you know, amongst that, the yelling that you saw, and I sat in silence because what I felt was a lot of my friends across the aisle in a lot of pain. They lost a friend. They lost somebody that they cared about deeply. And I felt a lot of fear on my side of the aisle too. You know, sometimes the words that come out of their mouth are very different, but if you go to the core of what people are feeling, it's very much the same. A lot of fear, a lot of anger, a lot of grief and frustration right now. What we've got to do is find some common ground and way to move forward. See the humans in each other. And I think sometimes we lose sight of that. You know, Rich and I don't always agree on absolutely everything, but we're people first. And we connected that way from the very beginning when we came into Congress. And that's not going to change even if we disagree on things. And I think that's something we have to keep bringing ourselves back to and remembering. When we look out in the chambers, out in the schoolyards, out at rallies, out at these gatherings, we're people first. And that's really important that we take that away from today.
What I've heard from both of you is enough. And I'm glad the audience got to hear it and got to see it. And the business of the majority of this country should be on the agenda. And you're always welcome here to discuss it. But for tonight, that's enough, that people know we can be together and we can be together for the right reasons. And it's not about whether you agree, it's how you choose to disagree and what to do with that disagreement. Thank you for doing it the right way. Dr. McCormick, as always, I appreciate you, brother. And Jill Takuda, thank you for being on the show. Please come again, and God bless you both.
Thanks so much. Semper Fi.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.